Hello, folks. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Plucking Petals podcast with James and Kyle. As always, I am Kyle.
And I'm James.
As we go a little something like, little something like this.
It's all about the good, bad, love, hate.
How are you doing, good sir?
Kind of a mixed bag.
How so?
I'm really enjoying the weather, but when
Yeah.
you got here, what I kind of made my tradition is I let you in and then I check the mail behind you.
Yeah, it's very
And-
nice. I kind of like it. It's
Yeah.
it's like your thing. It's fine.
And then I got 4 pieces of mail with my address on it that had a different human being's name on it. But they were not all the same. There were
Yeah.
4 different pieces of mail addressed to 4 different people with my address on it.
Now, were they clearly spam?
One of them is
mails?
like, congratulations on your AAA membership.
Yep.
One of them was like, hey, the Georgia income tax thing is looking for you.
Oh, no.
But that
That's
didn't
not
have my
good.
name on it.
Yeah.
None of them did. So I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
One of them I know was the lady who lived here before us.
Like, right before you
Right
guys?
before us.
Okay.
But then the other
Gotcha.
3 are like, did someone try and steal my identity?
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
I'm sure I get some straggling mail once in a while, probably from my own old address and whatnot. So I don't know. I just feel like it's normally just spam, anyways. But it's kind of interesting to see like all the people that were here once and think about what kind of crazy shit they were doing.
Yeah, I wonder if it was just all former residents.
Yeah,
It could be.
it could be, or they're just literally trying to. Remember that? I don't know if you remember. There was a company that was like sending people books, and if you opened it, you owed them money or something. It was this scam, and they scared people into giving them money.
That's not a law-abiding contract.
No,
Like,
it's not.
yeah.
But they were like everything in scamming, it was a lie. But like they would scare people into paying them money for opening the package that maybe wasn't necessarily addressed to them, but it was for their address, and it had like an item in it. So
Yeah.
had a book specifically.
I don't know what the legality is.
Yeah,
in
I don't-
opening mail that is not addressed to you, but to your home, and I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal. I'm almost 90% sure it's illegal. You can throw it away. You just can't open it. I know this because of the short film that I wrote a little bit. I can't remember the laws. It's been a little while. But yeah. And you were where were you at all weekend? What were you doing?
Yeah, just hanging out. Saw an old coworker.
Nice.
And then for Sunday, I went fishing.
That's awesome. Where'd you go fishing at?
My dad belongs to a private club. They stock with trout.
Ooh.
So it was like we were out there. It started raining. So me and my dad hid under the shelter.
Yeah.
It stops raining, and we immediately go back out. And I
Yeah.
left my net where we were sitting.
Yeah.
And so maybe 10 minutes after that, I hook into a real nice sized rainbow trout.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's one of those like serene, like it takes it. I was using a little grasshopper fly on the surface.
Okay.
And it takes it and is gone. And I yank, and then
And
you
it's
see
caught.
it like jump out of the water, and
Oh,
it's like
man.
flopping. And
That's
then
probably
so like
beautiful.
reeling it in for a few seconds, then all of a sudden I feel nothing.
Yeah.
So I had started like walking toward my net, but then I stopped,
Yeah.
and I'm like start pulling the line in, and it just feels like there's no resistance. So I'm like, oh shit, I lost
No.
it. So I'm pulling it in, just kind of disappointed. And then I look down, and the fish was just swimming at the shore, and then it's like sitting there looking up at me.
Yeah.
And then
like
he
taunting you.
He snaps the line.
Oh, that.
So I
fucker.
reach down and I grab him. He's in my hands, but he
Oh my God.
slips out.
Oh no.
And so now there is a rainbow trout in this club that just has a grasshopper fly sticking out of his mouth.
But also a bad attitude.
Yeah.
And I was asking for it. I mean, it was like, fight me, fucker. Like, that's totally fine. And you're still playing Legend of Zelda then?
Yeah, I'm doing Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Getting close to the end, but there's a lot of side content left.
Gotcha. I started playing Ruiner the other day, which is one of Devolver Digital's new titles.
Okay.
Where it's basically like a cyberpunk Hotline Miami, but you have like powers and stuff like that. Really fun, just as hard as Hotline Miami, if not a little more difficult, because I feel like some stuff is a little unfair on the unfair side. So kind of like my Cuphead experience as well.
So yeah, how have you given up on Cuphead?
I
or-
have not. I'm playing it with my girlfriend and then also playing it solo. I like the game. I feel like the problem with the co-op is they scale everything back too much, where it's not.
Oh,
That was a cool motorcycle.
Yeah.
That was my girlfriend just motorcycling around.
She heard you talking about it.
She heard me talking about Cuphead Co-op, and no, we're having fun doing it. It's just like I feel like there's just a lot of chaos on the screen, which is fine, and obviously the other person can save you if you're dying, but everything gets scaled back damage-wise. So it's kind of like, okay, well, it takes a lot longer, and that game is very unforgiving when it comes to being
So you
hit.
say the co-op makes it actually harder because you're doing less damage?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say so, which is fine once you understand the mechanics of the boss or whatever level. It's a little easier, but sometimes you just get caught in dumb stuff because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, but even so, I still play it solo, and it's still hard. It's still a hard game. I'm not good at these games, James. Yeah.
I was never actually quite good at those either. The quick.
Yeah, like
bullet
Mega
timing,
Man and like Contra. Like I'm not good. I'm very good at being a meat shield. That's always been my job. I've been playing a lot of Quake Champions lately, and I've noticed that I often will just get more assists than anyone else on every map. Because that's just what I'm good at, is like helping other people get the kills. So it makes me feel weird. But yeah, that's about it. I did a 48-hour film shoot this weekend with some friends and whatnot.
So what were the markers or whatever they called,
Oh.
like to prove that you did it
Yes.
in the 48 hours? What were the things you had?
It was the person was either Michael or Michelle Bogdan as the
Bogdan.
person. Now, for those who don't know, a 48-hour film festival or film shoot is you get a list of these parameters, which I'm going to name off. You get a genre of film. Everyone else in the contest gets their own genre. And then you have from 7 p.m. on Friday till 7 p.m. on Sunday to write, shoot, edit, produce, and send and physically give them the copy of your film all in 48 hours. So we did a horror version this year's this part of the year. They do a regular one and then a horror one around October. So it was Michael or Michelle Bogdan. The item was a basketball, and the phrase was, "Whatever you do, just don't fall asleep." So, and then we got Cyborg as our
So there's like a
genre.
random drawing.
Yeah, it's like
So
a random
no one
one.
else had Cyborg, but everyone else had to do the whatever you do,
Like
don't
a-
fall asleep.
yeah.
And it has to be Michelle or Michael.
Yeah,
Whatever. baloney.
Exactly, Bogdan or Bogdan. It just it depends on what nationality you are, I guess. But yeah, so it went well. It's we shot a while. We had a storage unit that we rented out and whatnot, and shot pretty much everything in there, which is super cool. I got to wear a vest for a while. I haven't worn an orange poofy vest in quite some time, and I kept it.
So we talking Marty McFly, poofy vest?
Yeah, there was a lot of Back to the Future jokes.
Okay.
Like
So I get. Yeah, that probably
it
will
was
play
it
out.
was more of a period piece, so they wanted to move some clothes back to that time. So yeah,
Alright.
it was fun. It was a good time. Tired, but good, but good. And then I guess before we begin, I have a sad announcement. But Mr. Leahy, the actor, his real name is John Dunsworth. From Trailer Park Boys, his name is Mr. Leahy. He has died.
What?
He died. He died today.
What happened?
It does not. I'll click on the link to see if there's anything, but I'm pretty sure it does not say anything. He said he left this world peacefully after a short and unexpected illness.
How old was he?
71.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Now I understand the conversation I heard people having at work. I walked when I was at work. I was still in the process of working, and I heard
Yeah, still
"Well, I
in the
can't believe
process.
the guy was like 70. He looked like he
Yeah.
was maybe 50s, probably 60s." Mm-hmm. And I bet this is what they were talking about.
Yeah. You can ask him. I mean, did you watch Trailer Park Boys at all?
I have seen bits and pieces, and I
Yeah.
saw all of the first Netflix season,
Okay.
which was 8 or something.
Yeah.
But then I gave up on the one where it was like an old folks' home.
Yeah, that one I'm still trying to get through because they had a bunch of weird celebrity guests and it felt weird. But like, I always liked him. I thought he was a good out of all the characters, he was probably one of the more consistent tonal characters that was always that character.
Yeah, my one buddy always played on Steam as Randy. I am the liquor, or maybe
Oh.
it just was I am the liquor.
I am the
but,
liquor.
like,
Yeah, that's one of his phrases. I am the liquor.
No, but he does. He did. I just remember in the episode, he's like Randy. I am the
I
liquor.
am the liquor. I think he's like, yeah, because Randy was like, oh, you're, he's like, the liquor's controlling you. He's like, Randy, I am the liquor.
Yeah.
So apparently he died today. So that feels
Well,
bad.
shit. Let's
So
drink one to
let's drink one out
Mr. Leahy.
for Mr. Leahy.
Sunnyvale will never be the same.
Exactly. I wonder what they're gonna do now, because I know they're filming the new season. So we'll see what happens. So let's reverse this a little bit and talk about some happy things. James, let's talk about your happy thing for this episode.
What I really enjoy that I'm bringing for this episode is just the season of fall.
Okay.
I think it is probably my favorite time of year.
For those who don't know, what is fall?
Okay, so the Earth is actually on a little bit of a tilt.
What?
So as it orbits around the sun, sometimes during the year it gets more sunlight, and sometimes it gets less, depending on which
serious?
hemisphere you're in, and that's
Okay.
what causes seasons.
What hemisphere are we in?
We are in the northern hemisphere.
Interesting.
So this is actually, north really doesn't have anything to do with up. You could flip it around and think of Australia being the top of the world, America being the bottom. Doesn't make a difference, man.
Why is that? Because of magnets?
It's just because of how do they work, yeah.
Okay.
No,
okay.
but seriously, I like fall a lot. And you know what fall is, you cheeky bitch.
So why do you like fall?
So one, best weather.
Okay.
So during the summer, most of the time I'm just sweating and wishing I was dead.
Yes.
During the winter, I do like snowboarding, and I like the kind of the brisk feel in the air, but it's too goddamn cold, and I hate how no one knows how to drive.
This is true, especially in Ohio.
Yes, and then in spring, I feel like I want to just die horribly because I have really bad seasonal allergies, and it is nonstop. Like, I can't breathe out of my nose, and fluid won't stop coming out of it.
Yeah.
And I just either have to be miserable or take a bunch of drugs so I don't have these symptoms, but then I'm so lightheaded I can't concentrate on anything.
Yeah.
But then fall, baby, fall is the sweet spot.
Gotcha.
Light jacket or light flannel weather. It's got like the nice briskness in the air like we had going on today.
Okay.
And I love just that kind of one layer of clothing feel. And it's just the only time of year when I'm like outside and doing nothing and I'm just like happy.
What do
It's
you
like-
What do you mean one layer of clothing?
So I like, winter jacket, you're way too bundled up.
Yeah.
But then fall, you just basically do like a long sleeve t-shirt.
Okay.
And you're
gotcha.
good to go, baby.
That's what I thought you
Yeah.
meant. I just want to make sure I elaborated
I
correctly.
guess you could count. I was underwear and whatever.
No, well, I
Yeah.
thought one layer meant just like one, shirt, pants, sock,
Yeah.
like that normal. Like I didn't, normally I wear a jacket in the fall, maybe a hoodie.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Yeah,
feeling.
and you can do that too. But then there's like adjusting because it's
Uh-huh.
like it's in that where this day's a little warmer. You just take the hoodie or the flannel off.
Yeah.
In summer, it's like I can't take any more clothes
Yeah.
off, or I would like not be allowed to be served at this McDonald's.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
going to be a whole problem. I can't get my Szechuan sauce. Isn't that a fucking problem? Which did you see that they're bringing back in December anyways?
Yeah.
Because they totally were going to do that fucking anyways at the same time, so it didn't matter.
I can't believe this Szechuan sauce thing.
I know, right?
It makes me embarrassed to like this product.
I know. So Ashley and I were working on couples costumes the other day, and the week before that happened, I had pitched that we were going to be like Rick and Morty characters. She was like, that sounds like a pretty good idea to me. And then all the Szechuan stuff happened, and then I said, I no longer want to be Rick and Morty characters because it's going to make me feel bad about myself. Because I'm like, I can't handle the fan base once again. It just makes me hate things that I'm supposed to like and I do enjoy. So
Yeah.
toxic issues and whatnot. So
People can suck. And it's like, this is even like supposed to be a positive thing. It's like, hey, we really like this.
Yeah.
This is enjoyment. This brings us happiness.
yeah.
Why are you on a McDonald's countertop jumping up and down screaming because you
Yeah.
can't get your tendy sauce? Like,
Exactly.
Oh.
Like what is wrong in your life? Like who hurt you? Who didn't give you sauce in your
it's like,
nuggies
what's
at the
this
end of the
void
day?
that you're trying to fill with nonsense? Find your own things that you like.
I know. Just make something. Make your own Szechuan sauce. There's about 80,000 different videos, tutorials on how to freaking make it. So
I'm sure it'll be better than McDonald's.
yeah. You see that someone bought traded a
For a
car
car.
for one?
Yeah, I did.
I'm like, I didn't read into the article, but I'm assuming it was a really shitty car anyways. But
So I don't know. There's that. Have you heard of the one red paperclip thing where the guy started
Yeah.
with the red paperclip and traded his way up to a house?
yeah,
That's almost false because
Okay.
like people knew what he was doing, and so they kind of made
Yep.
trades with an inherent loss of value.
Yeah, because
So
they
I
wanted
don't-
to get part of the
Yeah,
story.
I don't believe in the efficacy of the one red paperclip shit
No,
at all.
not
but,
at all.
What? Yeah. So I'm wondering if the Szechuan sauce thing was kind of like that, where it was.
Yeah,
just
they were
like,
trying to start something again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming just to keep it
just
'cause
for the headline. I got a
it-
packet of.
I got a packet for a
sauce
sauce for a car, but also I'm sure someone was like, "We need a good PR win after the bullshit that we just pulled, so let's try to mangle something together." But back to fall. I love
yeah.
fall because I like wearing flannel.
Oh God, I love flannel. It's so cozy.
I love my shorts. I'm a certified shorts wearer for the most part, but man, a good pair of pants, walking around with a hoodie on and some flannel, I'm a happy boy.
And I just love the feeling of being kind of chilly and then holding a warm beverage,
Yes.
like either alcoholic or not, but
Yeah.
just a nice warm beverage.
a
And
nice
chilling
nice
and,
cider, a hot chocolate perhaps, or something of that nature. A hot toddy. That's always nice. That's got alcohol in it, so that's always fun. And I like the fall weather. I like the color aspect of it. I'm very much into brown tones for most things. So
But it
I
is
like
nice,
I like
yeah.
brown and grays. So I feel like they really accentuate that kind of stuff. And I do like there's a certain quietness to a fall afternoon that you just don't get in the summer.
A lot of the nature shuts the hell up.
Yeah,
and
it
then a lot
does.
of the human activity
It shuts
kinda
up, but
slows
it's
down,
not
too.
so shut up like a dead of winter where you're almost concerned for safety. It's kind of like that nice, like you still hear some rustling and bustling, but it's subsided for now.
The downside is it does get dark a little early, not winter early, but
Yeah.
we're recording. I don't have my watch on anymore. My guess is it's like 7:30.
Yeah, somewhere around
But
there.
it's already dark outside.
Yeah.
Well, that's always kind of
it
a
kind of
bummer.
screwed it up because since this has been happening, waking up. I don't wake up at like 7:15 in the morning to go to work. I've noticed that it's been much darker in the morning, and I'm like, I don't like that because I like waking up to it being light because I feel like I wake up better that way. But it's still dark. I feel like I forgot to set my alarm last night, and I almost thought I wasn't late, thankfully, because I was on a bunch of NyQuil because I was getting over sickness, and I was trying to regulate my sleeping patterns after being up till 4 o'clock in the morning every night. But I just waking up to seeing it still dark confuses me still, and I don't like that. When is daylight savings time? Is that next month?
I
or
think
this
it is
month?
this month.
Is it this month?
But I don't know when specifically.
I never remember.
I love the day because having an extra hour is sweet. But
Yeah.
then everything else about it is terrible, and we should get rid of daylight savings time.
I agree.
Yeah. So whatever reason, both like Saturday and Sunday, I woke up at like 6 a.m. and was just up.
Yeah.
And then this morning, we were recording on Monday.
Yeah.
My alarm really had to jerk me out of bed. Like,
Hey, I understand. Do you have a specific kind of alarm tone that you like
I use the
using?
default one on the Verizon phone.
Is it like what's it like?
Uh,
Oh, do you have? Oh, you
I
have
don't
it
know.
here.
Let's
That's
see.
perfect.
Why don't you fill some time? I see if I can get it to
Okay,
play.
that's fine. Currently, I am drinking a lovely Fathead's Hop Stalker Indian Pale Ale. I'm not really a big fan of IPAs personally, but free beer is free beer. Let's be honest with ourselves with that. I'm having a pretty good day today. Just kind of hanging out. Mondays, my job are pretty easy for the most part. You got a tone for me?
It will be in a minute. I couldn't figure out how
That's
to get
fine.
it to play.
So welcome back to Plucking Petals After Dark. This is
No,
Kyle.
it is
Another
after
city.
dark technically.
Technically, it's after dark. Caller, let me know what your problem is.
I like
Oh.
the art on this Hopstalker a lot.
Oh, you
It's
like the art on the
Sam
Hopstalker a lot.
Fisher dude from the Splinter Cell games.
How does it make you feel?
I don't know, man. I just liked those games when I was younger.
Did you like the co-op one? I like the co-op.
Yeah, the
game.
co-op one was
It
awesome.
made me feel really good deep in the inside.
They were really fun. You were deep throating that mic.
I can't. My mouth's not that big, but this is Plucking Petals After Dark now.
This one.
Oh man, I
Isn't
know
it
that
just
one
like,
so much.
You hear it and you're just like, my day got worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry for that.
Hey, no, it's no, I like it. I was gonna show you my alarm, but it is loud and annoying, and it's like that constant droning sound. So, and I do it on purpose because I don't want to fucking hear it. So, and I keep it far enough away where I have to reach farther enough to be almost out of the bed.
I was almost late for work because I went down this really strange rabbit hole. I was on Reddit this morning and
Okay.
I watched a video of a driver go into the fast lane in the freeway and then immediately slam on his or her brakes because they wanted to make a U-turn because they missed their exit.
Okay.
And the person in the fast lane rear-ended them.
Yeah.
Because if you are in the fast lane and immediately go from like 70 miles an hour to like 40, it was a semi-truck that rear-ended him, so it just physically could not slow down in time.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing a bunch of reading on dash cams and ended up buying one on Amazon.
Did you really?
Morning. Yeah.
That's weird. You're not in Russia. Why would you buy a
I
dash
know, but
cam?
it made me realize that like human beings are garbage, and I want to make sure that if I'm in a car accident, like I have physical evidence that was like, this shit went sideways.
Did you get how much is the dash cam?
I spent a little over $37 on this.
Okay.
one.
Do you feel like that's a good amount for a
lot.
dash cam?
I mean, like I said, I probably sat at my computer for an hour reading about dash cams, and this one had pretty solid ratings.
Does it always record?
So yeah, it does. If the engine's on and the car starts moving, it'll record.
Okay.
But then it's built in, so it'll just what's called loop record, and as soon as the memory is full, it'll just start recording over the same memory.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Do you
so
have to buy
you
an
just-
SD card for it?
I did buy one. You didn't have to. It had a certain amount of internal memory. There's like more expensive ones that have crazy features, like they're built-in GPSs and let you know if there's speed traps coming up and shit like that.
Just use Waze at that point.
Yeah,
like,
so I was just like, fuck it. Like I don't even know.
What's this resolution?
1080p.
Really?
Yeah.
For $37?
For $37.
Man, technology's
There's
fucking
there's
crazy.
no audio, like which is part of the.
Yeah,
but
I feel like audio is not super important
no,
for stuff
I don't
like
think
that.
so at all. but I'm just saying.
Unless someone comes out of their car and starts swearing at you and then threatens your life, then you may need that audio. But whatever. When do you get it in 2 days?
Yeah, well, I'm an idiot. Like I do this all the time, where it's like, oh, I have the idea, I need something, and order it on Amazon, and then Elise is like, well, we're leaving. So like this is gonna get here when we're on vacation.
Do you want me to pick it up for
I'm
you?
gonna text my upstairs roommate to just throw it in the landing.
Gotcha. That sounds cool. I mean, that's I all I see is dash cams is like people from like Russia getting hit by like a moose.
Yeah, if I lived, I mean, it's
whatever.
mandatory in Russia because people drive like insane people over there.
Yeah, they do. They need. I think. Yeah, as you said, it was mandatory for a reason. I've seen cool dash cam footage of like planes, and that's not cool. It's very horrifying, but like interesting videos of people like having planes crash into bridges and stuff, and they were just like right about to get on. It's like it's insane. Like what that kind of stuff can capture. It's
So I
scary.
figured for about $40, something I just plug into my cigarette lighter, stick on my windshield, and then forget about, and then have if someone ever tries to jump on the hood of my car and say I ran them over. Like
I like it. I like. Do we have this problem often around here?
no, I mean,
But
and honestly,
you're being more safe than
my car
sorry.
is like 11 years old now, and it's in pretty good shape for that. But I don't think
It's
it's the
nice.
kind of car people are going to jump on because like this
No,
guy's
but
got a
I'm
lot
sure
of money.
people might.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't have a backwards camera, does it? Like
No.
Okay. It's only in the front. Because the only thing I can think of is like you getting rear-ended in a Giant Eagle parking lot.
See, but the
like-
thing is, if you get rear-ended, like benefit of the doubt goes your way because
Yeah.
you were hit in the back. But I'm just saying, it's like the dash cam is just like someone does something stupid and I end up hitting them in the back. You've got
Yeah.
evidence that was like I was following every traffic law. This person was an insane person.
Does it have a speedometer on it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
That would definitely help in a court of law, I guess.
but I guess you can kind of tell what 60 miles an hour or whatever the limit is looks
Yeah,
like.
that makes sense. Is there anything else that you like about fall?
Right. I totally forgot that's what we were talking
We
about.
went off on tangents.
That's why I have my
This is
pig
a
roast.
It's a
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah. So how do you feel? Okay. So I have a question. So like, it's technically supposed to be fall for a while, and we normally have your pig roast in the fall. Well, you always do, and it's normally cold, and it's been really warm, especially this last week. At one point got up to almost 80 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like I've been cheated of fall.
I know.
already.
I don't like that.
No.
Especially because, like, we've been talking about fishing more on the podcast. I really want the steelhead to go in the river so I can go catch them. I even tried a little bit on Saturday.
Yeah.
No luck, but there were some other people out there. It didn't look like anyone was getting one.
Yeah.
Because it's just too goddamn warm. Like,
It's a problem.
the water was kind of cold. Like, I did have only basketball shorts on under my waders, and when I was, like, up to my, my chest, it was like, wow,
to
it's
your tummy.
pretty cold. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got deep in that water on Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you wear? So it's like, Is it like one of those like old fisherman like rubber pants thing?
Yeah, it basically looks like farmer's suspenders, but they're that
Hell yeah.
light brown color because they're.
Can you get a do you have a picture of these with
I
you
mean,
in
they're
them?
hanging in the closet. I don't have a picture.
Oh,
right now,
that's
though.
sad. I want to change the
Maybe,
podcast.
Maybe Elise can grab one.
Perfect.
We're on
Yeah, I saw
vacation.
she posted a picture of you smiling with your dog, and
Did she?
It made me really happy.
Is that on Facebook?
No, it's just on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, your secret.
I don't have Instagram, so she can do that shit. And
I
I
know.
don't know
Sorry,
about
I
it.
didn't want to rat out your girlfriend, but I saw a picture of Toby laying with you, and you were smiling. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen you really smile in a photo before. That's weird. I'm like, I saved it. I did find your high school photo the other day.
Oh no.
I was going through stuff, and I found it. I'm not giving it back, but I just let you know I have it.
You have a high school photo?
No,
of mine?
maybe no. I had this one photo. I think you may have given it to Jason.
I do remember that now.
And for some reason, I have it, and it's in a
Yeah.
very particular place that I was looking. I was looking for like a cord or something, and I ended up opening the container that I had, and I'm like, oh, that's James. Oh man, James, there you are. I'm like, this is never going away. It's like it's a photo that will live. I will take it to my grave. That is fine.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about this millennial problem. Especially, I gotta ask you because you're going on vacation
Yeah.
on Wednesday. You're going
Wednesday.
upstate New York.
The day after the day we record.
That's
the day
right.
after the day after.
The day
we
after the
record this.
day after.
It's the day after it comes out. The day after we record.
This is getting real deep, and I can't handle this. You know that. The question: are millennials killing the vacation? I will tell you right now, you're going on vacation, so I would probably say no. But I'm gonna jump into this article.
Let's
this
do
is,
it.
This is on Inc.com, which I think it just means incorporated. Research.
See, that could also be a tattoo website.
Yeah, that's true, but it's INC. Unless it's an incorporated ink company. And then that's when we get super deep.
Crushing it. Ink squared.
Research has already shown that millennials' obsession with their work is making them miserable. Is that same obsession also set to spoil vacations for the rest of us? With the latest report defines a new type of employee called the work martyr. These are the folks who fail to use their allotted vacation time and feel guilty about taking time off. And apparently, young people are significantly overrepresenting among them. While 29% of all workers qualify as work martyrs, 43% of millennials meet the definition of the term. So it's less than half. So why...
I mean, that's still crazy, though.
That's still a
almost
lot.
half of all people are not taking their vacation time.
Yeah.
That means you are working however many hours for free a year.
Exactly. Unless they're getting bought out like the vacation days.
Yeah,
and
but
whatnot.
I've never heard of anyone doing that.
Yeah, it's like an old time. I know.
And that was from a salary perspective. If you're hourly, no, because you're
No,
right.
it does
Even
work
if you're
with
hourly,
hourly.
it's paid time off.
Yeah. So I know at my factory job when I used to work there, they would do that. If you have too many hours, you can either take the vacation or they'll just pay you for it.
That's a good way to do it.
Which is nice. Which is real nice.
But I get that. I get that sense of guilt. Like, there's a little bit. It's like, I'm leaving. I got to do this because I'm a human being and I am like a piece of machinery. Right?
Exactly.
You need to take your time off to recuperate, or you make mistakes. But
Do you think it's also in a negative sense that like I know people think that we're very entitled, so like we are entitled that we think we're so important at our job that we can't take vacations? Because I feel like one perspective will probably think that that's what we're trying to do. But the other side, it's like we're working because we're worried we're gonna lose our jobs all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's like I don't want to be like it worked fine before I was there. I'm sure it will work fine after I'm not there anymore.
Exactly.
But it's like I know I'm a part of it now, and it just makes it smoother. And I know it makes everyone else's shift harder when I'm not there. And
That's
I
right.
Feel bad about that.
You do.
But like
You do.
we'll all just take turns doing ours. Like
Yes,
that.
exactly.
Everyone take your PTO.
I'm in a very good position where my job does not affect anyone else's job, so I never feel bad. Which is nice. But in the
good.
factory job, I wouldn't say important, but I was definitely, I was two of the many steps that were part of the process of getting.
Hey, you're one of those cogs, and if you're not in there, the other things don't spin as well.
They have to find a replacement. They have to work harder. They have to work longer to cover. It's like that, and then I feel bad. But now my video job, I only got making fucking videos, so it doesn't matter. at that point. Previous industry research by Alamo Rent-A-Car also found millennials are nearly twice as likely, 42% of millennials versus 24% of others, to shame colleagues for taking vacation time to which they are entitled.
I
The
hate
report
that
also
shit.
points out the same survey found 34% of millennials worked every day during their vacation.
I hate. Yeah.
What? I will
you
never
take off?
shame someone for taking taking time off. You are entitled to that.
That's it.
This
There
seems
is the
very
like.
weirdly.
Yeah.
I don't know. This feels like they got information incorrect.
No, I've seen that shit before.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. Like I get in your line of work having missing the cog or whatever. But it's I'm never gonna fault someone for.
And you shouldn't.
And
Like
you
if
shouldn't.
they're like, hey, when you hire you, we're giving you these many days off. and
Exactly.
those are the days off you take.
Exactly.
You nailed it. Yeah.
Exactly. And then at that point, a higher up should be able to fulfill that position and help out when they can. That's kind of how that works. With a will the bulk of young employees grow out of their economic and career anxieties, realize that burnout is a real and costly danger, and start taking more time off? I don't know. Will it be offered that time off? I know my job doesn't offer me too much time off, so it kind of hurts. Yeah, this is very. I've never heard of the Inc.com, so I don't find them to be a super reliable. And the person's name, I don't want to say it, but she looks like she's a millennial, so I'm very confused. Do we have a spy in our midst? I don't understand. It says, just one more small little thing. Of course, as the youngest employees in the office, millennials often have the most to prove and the least sense of security, given both of their short tenure at their jobs and still plenty of perilous state of the job market of recent grads. They're essentially right that they're the most replaceable employees on the team, which is a valid driver of their work stress in general. So it's we don't think we're secure, so we're just gonna keep working nonstop. That's a whole another eggs in a basket kind of deal. So
That one was a little more serious.
that one makes you feel bad.
It wasn't like millennials are ruining napkins, or it's like a bunch
Yeah, that one may have.
trite
Well, I
bullshit.
mean, you're going
Yeah.
on vacation, so I wanted to pull something.
No,
that was,
yeah,
is
it's
a little more
fine.
pertinent. To
That
us at
is
this point.
actually a more of a dark insight and what's wrong with the economy and our
like
workforce
the
right
fact
now.
that I get a job. I think this is. I don't know about you, but I've basically always felt that my job I could get fired at any point. It's something I don't know if this is from my parents' how my parents raised me, or just how I view work and work ethic. But I feel that I'm always able to get fired at any time. So I'm definitely in that camp. But I
it's
never
true,
feel
but
bad.
you know what? You gotta look at it. There's also, not to get too deep here, but the fact that you could just not be alive tomorrow.
That is
and
true.
eventually, you gotta approach it with that. Well,
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can. You
That
can't
is-
think about it.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I keep moving and I keep grooving at that point.
Exactly.
And speaking of grooving, my for this episode is Halloween.
I
It
like
was
Halloween.
actually just gonna be fall time, but since you brought in fall, I thought I'd be a little more.
Did you tell me that
specific.
was gonna be yours?
No, I was gonna tell it was gonna be an all-encompassing.
Oh, I
kinda
feel like
thing.
it because I've been kind of a space cadet the past week or two. I was like, did Kyle tell me? his
No,
thing
it's
was
all good.
fall?
No,
And I'm
I
like,
said-
no,
I
my
de-
is fall.
I definitely said Halloween. I said Halloween.
Okay.
And then what I was gonna do is kind of just make it a bigger idea.
And then we spent a bunch of time talking about different stuff. We
Yeah.
didn't really talk about fall at all,
So
which I don't mind.
I really like Halloween. It's probably one of my favorite holidays of the year. I like all holidays, to be quite honest. But
What about Columbus Day?
that's a whole
Yeah, you racist.
indigenous people day and whatnot. I like most holidays. So let me rephrase that. I like most holidays. I like spending time with people and whatnot. I like having the day off. Halloween we don't get off, but as adults it doesn't matter. Because we have the weekends, and I normally have a Halloween shindig once in a while, and I like dressing up for
It's
Halloween.
a good way to celebrate. I mean, you brought in your problem last time, bad fan bases, but Halloween's a good way to celebrate fandoms. Like, I really love Product X. Look at me celebrate it. It's fun.
I mean, I remember the one year you came over and you were a character from Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
That was on our Facebook page for a while there. What'd you do last year? I can't remember now.
I did the weird payday mask.
Yeah,
Elise
you
is
did.
like, let's do Stranger Things, and she bought 11. And I'm like,
Yeah, you're like, oh, dang it.
oops.
I almost was 11 that year too.
That would have been funny.
That would have been hilarious, but I would have felt bad.
I guess
Girlfriend's back. Girlfriend's back in the motorcycle town.
Fall is giving way, and
Yeah,
it's going to be too cold to motorcycle.
So you're just
people are
getting
out.
all your rounds out now.
I'm like on side streets. You really shouldn't be like.
I know, exactly. There's no main drag close enough to your house. for
Nothing
this.
here is more than 25
No,
miles.
there's
an hour.
literally that main drag, and there's also the highway down the street. So it's like just go on the highway. But I like Halloween because it's just like I like when AMC. I don't have cable, but if I did, I like all the AMC like horror movie marathons. I like being in the mood. I like horror movies anyway.
So I don't like horror movies really.
Yeah. So do you ever watch horror movies on Halloween season then?
Not really.
Okay, I know you're not a fan, but I know some people are like, I really don't like horror movies, but I'll tend to watch a couple of them when it's Halloween. So I like that.
So for me, it's like such a hard line where it's like a lot of times I just don't get anything out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Where it's not like I'm afraid or like, but then when they actually like click,
Yeah.
it's like great. Now I can't sleep. Like, why did I do this to myself?
It's very rare that I'll find a horror movie that scares me.
So the last one I remember ever really giving me a hard time was they remade it called Quarantine in the States, and the remake wasn't very good, but it was called Wreck.
No. Wreck was the original. Quarantine was the American version.
Right. That's what I said is the remake was Quarantine.
Oh,
The
my
original
bad.
was
Sorry.
called Wreck. Yeah.
Sorry, you gave me one IPA and I'm going
Yeah.
nutso and not listening to you. Yes, I remember
I
Quarantine.
did phrase it in a very weird order, so I get that, but they remade it the remake's called Quarantine, but the original is called Wreck, and it like record on a camera.
Yeah.
It's all in Spanish, I think. It might be Portuguese, but I
think it's Portuguese.
It could be either of those.
Yeah.
Which I know is
a language that I don't
horribly
understand.
ignorant. of
Yeah,
me,
no,
but
it sounds
was,
very bad on our end.
It was something Latin based.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Yeah, and that fucked me up, and I did not sleep at all that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you watched Quarantine though, right?
Yeah, and it didn't do it.
Okay, gotcha. The only scene I remember from Quarantine is when there's this one scene where they're going from they're locked in there and they're going door to door, and the one person opens the door and this demon thing comes out, and the firefighter hits him with a sledgehammer, and it has this whoever did the sound design for that movie, perfect. It was that sledgehammer sound to a human skull was so prominent and so wonderful. But everything else about the movie was garbage.
Yeah.
It was absolute garbage. But yeah, it's very hard to have a movie that really rocks me to my core. Stuff I always find for me, scary movies that really do it for me are the ones I find the home invasion ones to be really up my alley for scary, because I'm anyone can come in. Have you ever seen the movie The Strangers?
No, I have not.
That's
that has
fine.
Dennis Reynolds in it, right? The guy from It's Always Sunny.
Oh my god, it does.
And
Yeah. You're probably not gonna see it, I'm assuming.
No.
So spoiler alert, they kill a bunch of people and then they go away, and you find out that there's no reason why they did it. They just wanted to do it, and they have no connection to this house or these people. They just felt like they wanted to do it. And that, the uncertainty aspect of that scares the crap out of me. I love that stuff. Demons, ghosts, don't care. I'll watch it. That's fine. Nothing takes effect to me because I'm
I have
whatever.
a hard time with that too, because it's the paranormal, as far as we know, there's absolutely no, this just isn't real.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to make that resonate with a movie.
Exactly.
The ones that really get to me are rooted enough in reality.
Yeah.
So I know, I said, Wreck, zombies aren't real, but
If you portray them in a real aspect and make them, I don't know, like
it was
George
like
A.
fucked
Romero.
up, but that thing had like physical limitations. Like you hit its head with a hammer and it stopped.
And it
but
dies,
it's fucked up. Yeah.
And like that's fine. There has to be certain rules in it. Like I like the slasher films. Like I like Friday the 13th and all that jazz. But like when they're superhuman, like I'm like, well, you can't. It doesn't.
Well, there's
matter.
that. Yeah, because it's like rules as you go.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I felt like. I mean, I know the Harry Potter movies are super popular, but
yeah.
I mean, there was one movie where they introduced a time travel mechanic,
And then they drop
that
it.
literally could solve all of your other problems. It's
Okay.
this weird, like, if you're gonna make things supernatural, you have to like really define what the rules of these supernatural powers are. And I feel like that's the biggest shortcoming in a lot of these movies is they don't, and so you don't really know what the tension is, what the stakes are, what it's capable of.
Yeah.
And I get sometimes in a horror movie, you're like, oh my god, what is it capable of? That's the scary, frightening thing.
Yeah.
But then you have it do two things that don't fit within the same set of rules.
And that's just, I feel like that's bad writing. But like I also like, there's this one scene in It Follows where it's like you're
I'm sorry, I can't think about that without the
Thank you, Cool Games Inc. for ruining a great horror movie for me. But there's like this one scene where like the monster is like going down this hallway and the door is locked, but they didn't explain all the rules, so you're learning the rules of this monster, whether or not it can get through this door eventually. And it's like that's the suspense part that I really enjoy in horror films. But back to the Halloween aspect, oh god damn it. I can't believe I talked the whole time so you can play fucking copyrighted material, asshole. No, that's god damn it. That's gonna ruin the Six Flags guy is gonna be in my dreams tonight. And that's did you
for those of you that don't know what we're talking about,
yeah.
Six Flags used to have these commercials where a dude would dress up like an old man and dance to that Venga
Like
Bus
super
song.
old.
Yeah. And then another podcast we like called Cool Games Inc.
R.I.P.
pitched a horror game where like one of the guys was the Six Flags old man dancing and he would just like chase you It Follows style.
Yeah, slowly and surely.
And then eventually I think it ended where if you have like a DDR pad and a VR headset, and if you're nailing the dance, you move faster toward them.
Yeah, but also like it's in real time, so you hear it on your phone.
Yeah, it's always on. So if you're out to
close,
dinner and you just hear like that little honk in the
you have to go
thing.
play it, otherwise you're gonna die. Yeah, it's a good concept for a game. I'm very excited. It'll never come out, obviously, but I think Halloween is an exciting time. I like the candy aspect. I don't eat candy very often, but I eat candy around Halloween and Christmas for some reason. I don't know why.
No, my mom does a stocking.
Okay.
And there's usually candy in there.
Yeah. My parents usually just put gum in mine, and I'm like, that's cool.
I always get a new toothbrush.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I really like that.
That's how I've been getting toothbrushes every year.
You probably should get toothbrushes more often than once a year. But...
Well, my mom gets me those, like, you put batteries in them.
Oh, okay.
And, like, the head twists off.
There
so
you
it
go.
comes with usually 1 or 2 backup heads.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Those are great. I have one of those as well. Keep my teeth shiny and fresh.
Yeah. Mine are fine, I guess.
No, I like your... from this distance, they look great. So that's all that matters. Okay, so let's talk about our reverse happy ending. James gave me 2 of them.
1 over happy ending.
What was that?
1 over happy ending.
I don't get... Oh, okay. That's a math joke.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so James said, because he still hasn't written them down, so I have to text him every time we have an episode now. He said... Saturday night with the boys.
What's bad about that?
What's bad about Saturdays for the boys?
Sunday morning when you spend way too much time on the toilet.
That is true. When I get too drunk and I definitely get hungover. That is never a good idea. Hungover Sundays are not a great aspect of that. So,
For the most part, I don't drink to the point where I like actually get hungover, but I will hit the point where it's like I've spent a little too much time on the toilet the next morning.
Yeah, I'm really sitting here reading a lot of news stories.
Yeah.
Like, I have finished a newspaper today. Like, that is not the equivalent of a newspaper. I don't buy newspapers. Who buys newspapers anymore? His second one was, let me pull this one. Nope, that's your text message. I'm like, oh, James. I'm like, why does it say that I'm here at your place? He said beating those fucking frogs in Cuphead, suck my dick game, blow me. And then in parentheses, P.S. I just did that.
That one means nothing to me.
Exactly. And that's what I said. I said, that's not going to mean anything. He hasn't played Cuphead, where there's a boss battle where there's two frogs that really are frogs that resemble Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter. And it's kind of a hard boss, but he just beat it, and he just wanted to let me know that he beat it by putting this on the podcast. That yes, James, you beat that boss.
So my problem is James lives in Lakewood now, and I haven't seen him. So
I haven't seen him either.
Yeah.
That's you know what, James? Let's Plucking Petals After Dark real quick. James, we really like that you participate in all these podcasts. We really appreciate it. And we're really glad that you listen to every single one of them. You live in Lakewood now. You're about 3 minutes away from both of us. You can just come say hi sometime. And I'm sure you'll be on the podcast soon to defend all of your weird shit that you make us read every week.
I wish we would have kept more of those strips. I feel like we've thrown a decent amount away.
I'll find a way to get those. Don't worry about it. James, what are you into this week?
I'm still playing Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I'm into fishing and my vacation. So
Cool.
Yeah.
For me, let's see here.
I'm trying to start a D&D campaign.
Ooh, online or?
No, I got some buddies coming over next Sunday.
Nice.
See if we can make something happen.
Hell
I've never
yeah.
tried DMing before.
Okay.
Hopefully it goes well.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. I'm excited. I have a show on November 12th. I can't believe I just blanked on that. With MC Lars and Cuckoo Kangaroo at the Grog Shop. It's an early show at 3 p.m. Still working on the album. I am streaming games on Twitch once in a while. You can find me everywhere at Mayor Wertz. I'm also watching the series Mindhunter on Netflix, and I highly recommend it. David Fincher is really good at what he does.
Have I talked about Neo Yokio on the podcast?
No, your girlfriend has though.
On the podcast?
No, just by messaging me saying this is what you guys need to talk about on the podcast.
Okay.
Is that Jaden Smith?
Yeah, I
Vampire
do want to
Weekend
real quickly.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know who this person is, but he's like, I'm gonna make an anime, and what he got?
Wait, you don't know Will Smith?
No. The guy
Okay.
who made it. So.
Okay.
What he made was what happens in Jaden Smith's mind, I'm pretty sure. And it is the most incredible, terrible, wonderful. There's nothing like it in the world. It should not exist. The world is a worse place for it existing.
Yeah.
But you should watch it.
There's this. I saw this tweet today that it was pictures of this Left 4 Dead 2 mod.
Which is Jane Smith's tweets.
Yep, yeah, which is they changed
that
all
too.
of the safe house words to Jane
Yeah, how
Smith's
can
tweets.
our eyes be real if mirrors? I always
If
get that one
mirrors
back.
are how can we be?
Or how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
Yeah, I'm like that's I saw that. I just was dying laughing. It was amazing. So on that note, I think we're gonna end the podcast. How about that? Once again, this has been the Plucking Petals podcast with James and Kyle. As always, I am Kyle.
And I really miss playing Left 4 Dead all of a sudden.
Me too. Have a good day.
Yeah.